dude, how fragile do you have to have a mod like this?
Why do you care so much?
What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the effortlessly entertaining Dr. Disaster. And one of the best things about mods for a game is you can do your own thing for your own reasons, and you really don't have to give a shit about what other people think. If someone wants to judge what you're up to, the proper response is to simply say,
I don't care!
For example, there are mods out there for a Black Geralt in The Witcher 3, and if, for whatever reason, someone wants to download that and use it, that is their prerogative. I have no problem with it whatsoever, and to this day, you can still find mods for this on Nexus because it's no big deal. Nobody has a problem with it. But going the other way is seemingly disallowed. For example, there were mods for Angrboda in God of War Ragnarok where they changed the character into a white girl, and once again, I sincerely don't care at all if someone wants to do that. It is their choice, it is their game. I fail to see how someone enjoying their own game in their own way is a problem for anyone. But the perpetually offended progressives out there felt that this was a problem.
No, 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 no.
The Angrboda God of War mod did not last very long on Nexus before it was taken down because that is a garbage platform which puts progressive sensibilities ahead of doing their actual jobs. That being said, there is an alternative which has been picking up a lot of momentum lately, known as Akaya Mods. But I'm sad to say that due to a recent controversy surrounding a mod for Spider-Man 2, that site has been mass flagged by these butthurt little shitlibs, and their site has been, at least temporarily, taken down.
I'm so sick of these people. You know, oh!
As you can see here, there were a series of mods that have been going around on social media being supported by Akaya Mods for Spider-Man 2, where it was declared that these mods eliminated all of the wokeness from that game, and the usual suspects were really pissy about it. Going into meltdowns over these mods existing, this really says an awful lot about their mentality. If I mod a game, then it doesn't affect them. They don't have to play it that way, they can play it as it was originally intended, but they simply want control over what people are seeing and what they are allowed to think. But the funny thing is that the harder they try to control people's thoughts, it generally turns out that they are driving people away from their line of thinking. It generally always backfires on the censors.
The more you tighten your grip, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
Alright me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel. Almost every day I hear from someone who says they didn't believe me when I talked about this phenomenon, but then they noticed that they themselves were unsubbed from the channel. I don't know why it happens, but I do hear it a lot, so look into that. I will be making this portion of my video skippable by making it into a chapter on the video timeline, but I do need to keep on saying this because the amount of people telling me it happens to them is unbelievable. Anyhow, let's take a look at the reaction to these Spider-Man 2 mods that were heavily circulating on social media over this past weekend. This post here is where the controversy sprang from. This person on X wrote, "The work that the modders have done on the PC version of Spider-Man 2 is tremendous. They've eliminated all the wokeism from the game. And if you look at the images that they provided there, you can see that the first two characters were altered quite extensively. Mary Jane, in particular, looks a hell of a lot better. There was a huge controversy, as I'm sure most of you remember, because this is what Mary Jane used to look like in the original Spider-Man game. She looked like the bombshell that she is supposed to be, that everyone knows her as. And if you look at what they did with her in the second game, it is one hell of a downgrade, especially when you consider that the image on the left here is the actual model that they used for the game. You have to ask yourself, why in the hell would Mary Jane end up looking like the image on the right in the actual game? And then it came out that this is one of the developers for the game. It appeared as though this person did a self-insert in the place of Mary Jane, and the result was absolutely reviled by gamers. But anyhow, getting back to this tweet here, at the bottom you can see that they also modded out gay couples in the game as well, and replaced them with straight couples. I imagine that the modders have also eliminated the rainbow pride flags as well, because the game infamously had a bunch of that stuff all over the city in that game. But if you look at the bottom of this tweet, you can see that it hit 10 million views, because this really struck a chord with people, and there were a ton of truly butthurt shitlibs out there who could not stand that these mods exist. This reply here, as an example, tried shaming people using that line that they like to throw out there where they claim that all the people being changed in the mod are just normal people, so you should feel bad for wanting to alter them. This person wrote,
Ha ha ha. Damn, people get pissed off about seeing real people in a video game.
and then this person basically had the same message. They said,
Less woke? Now it's less realistic. Those things they removed are more realistic than what they replaced them with.
First of all, take a look at this model that played Mary Jane in this game once again. She exists. She is real. A lot of these nasty feminists don't like what they see in the mirror, and they justify their own ugliness by saying that anyone who looks like this is unrealistic. They did the same thing quite a bit with the conversation surrounding Stellar Blade last year, whose protagonist was also based on scans of a real person. But then this person here responded to this X-post, pulling at the heartstrings, writing,
As a minority, you feel underrepresented in media your whole life. Then, when there starts to be just an inkling of representation outside of the majority, here comes a movement complaining about it and crying it's reverse discrimination, yet expects to not be called bigots?
An inkling? An inkling of representation? Are these people retarded or just willingly naive? Games these days are absolutely chock full of minority characters to the point that they are replacing beloved original white characters all the time. Angrabata is a prime example. Norse people are white, and making her black was pandering to people like this, and it has been done constantly in recent years across the entertainment spectrum to the point that there is a massive fatigue among gamers and just people in general, because as I said, it isn't just video games, this happens across all of entertainment. But anyhow, these people apparently got real pissy pants about this, to the point that they went after Akaya Mods, which is an excellent alternative to Nexus. Or at least that appears to be the case, because this controversy coincides, timing-wise, with this post that just came from Akaya Mods themselves. They wrote here, I can't believe that someone has falsely mass-reported our site as malicious or spam. We have contacted all relevant security companies to remove false flags, which will take a few days to a week. We will not give up, and we will fight back against the haters who mass-reported our site. Thank you to everyone who reported the temporary access issue caused by the redirect. checked, which has now been fixed. Yeah, it looks as though their site has been down ever since this happened, but they are in the process of getting it returned to normal. But the thing is, I want everyone out there to remember this, because this right here is the sort of tactic employed by these progressives, and it has been done by them for years. These same people pissed and moaned when we went after folks a few months ago for celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, but they have no problem with getting someone canceled, having their livelihood removed for the unspeakable crime of having different views than them. This is why I did not feel bad for anyone who lost their job after celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. These people want us silenced, and they will use any means to make sure that happens. Nothing is beneath them, which is why they were celebrating a political assassination in the first place. It is extraordinarily important that we keep this in mind as we engage with these utter clowns. They have no pity, no remorse, and no scruples. They invented cancel culture, and they still use it whenever they see an opportunity. Always keep that in mind. But I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully Akaya Mods is able to get their site back up and running sometime soon, but tell me what you think about all this. Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.